So Keith Law just dropped his top 50 prospects in Major League Baseball over on The Athletic. It's free to read. I'll leave a link in the description down below. The image went kind of viral on Twitter. Big shout out to And That's Baseball for the tweet because it kind of got my brain thinking, looking at his top 25, which we'll talk about a little bit more. But of course, first we'll start from the bottom, move our way up. I won't spend too much time at the bottom because, again, I don't think it's as controversial towards this area as it is towards the top 25. There are some legitimately crazy picks in my opinion. But hey, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the baseball stuff coming at you. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this prospect list. And big shout out to Prize Picks, the sponsor of today's video. You'll hear more a little bit later. All right, so getting started at number 50, we've got Kason Cunningham, first round pick from the Diamondbacks, I believe back in 2024. Probably not a top 50 guy in my mind, but again, not that big of a deal. I think he is a good ball player. Bryce Rayner at number 49. He struggled a little bit, but I love the power. Gavin Keelan at number 48. That is one that is a bit surprising to me. I don't view him as a top 100 prospect right now. Truthfully, whenever I see a college bat at A-ball playing well, or I should say high A-ball coming from the SEC, like that's exactly what he's supposed to do. He's not doing anything to me that jumps off the page to make him top 50 just yet, especially because he's not going to play shortstop, but I do like him as a prospect. Number 47, Nathan Flewelling. He has been a big riser on a lot of top 100 prospect lists. This is the most aggressive ranking that I've seen thus far. The Rays just develop guys. Catchers, though, again, I am way more cautious now with catching prospects than I've been in the past. It's just the hit rate on these guys is really kind of all over the place. Number 46, Starlin Caba. He is playing well. He was a Fall League standout, a 400 on-base percentage in the Arizona Fall League this past year. Glove first guy who's starting to hit more. I want to see more development still from Caba. Again, I don't think he's a top 50 guy in my eyes. Number 45, Ralphie Velazquez. We've talked about him before. Absolutely mashes. Number 44, Justin Lampkin. This is a new name. I've been hearing a little bit about Justin Lampkin over on Twitter. Shout out guys like Aaron Layton, Chris Clegg. They're two of the best in terms of minor league baseball evaluation, in my opinion. The stuff from the left side looks great. He is dealing with an injury right now, but this is a guy who maybe as soon as next season we could see at the major league level. The Royals are starting to get some good production out of their farm system, especially on the pitching side for what is truly one of the weakest farm systems coming into the season. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Use our code HMA to get $50 instantly as soon as you play your first $5 lineup. So click the link in the description right now, download the Prize Picks app, and use our code HMA to get in on this offer. Because Prize Picks is so easy to use. Simply select more or less on a few different players, lock them into your lineup, and then see how they do. For tonight's picks, I went with Brian Wu more than 5.5 strikeouts because he's nasty. I went with Ildemaro Vargas more than half a strikeout. He's been striking out more recently, and again, I've got Wu getting more strikeouts. And then I also took more than 5 strikeouts for Ryan Nelson, simply one of the best fastballs in the entire league. I think he's going to do well. What's also great is that Prize Picks is available in most states, including California, Texas, Florida, even New York. So click the link in the description right now to download the Prize Picks app and use our code HMA to get $50 instantly in lineups as soon as you play your first $5 lineup. Hopefully we can win on this one. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it. Number 43, Ike Irish. Ike Irish getting in the top 50. Interesting. Similarly to me, probably not a top 50 prospect when right now he's a little positionless. I think he can hit, but seeing a 22-year-old at high A, I want to see more. I want to see what he does at higher levels before I jump him up here. I am noticing that Keith Law does love a lot of the previous draft class. I will also say Keith Law will do some really bold calls. He's famously hit on a few prospects in the past a lot sooner than other people had called them out. So I do feel like a lot of times with Keith Law's stuff, while I do respect his takes and opinions, I think sometimes he is a little bit kind of on the nose with what he's doing. And I do think it also builds into who's at number 42, Iva Arquette. I love him as a prospect, but I will say it is concerning to see a 22-year-old who's coming from college baseball only walk like 6% of the time in high A. I like Iva Arquette. I think he's going to be a good ball player. I just don't know if he gets close to my top 40 just right now. 41, Arjun Namala. Okay, I think that's a little more aggressive than others have been ranking him. Cam Caminiti at number 40. I don't believe he's had a good year, but I do love the stuff that he's got. Number 39, Luis Hernandez. See, now here's where you start to get me. While he's absolutely torn up the minor leagues thus far in his first season. Out in the ACL, he's got like 1,000 OPS. He looks really good to start. We are going off a 19-game sample on a 17-year-old who doesn't project for the most power at the moment. I think it is crazy to rank a teenager. This is a high school junior and young junior, by the way, inside the top 40. Like that to me does feel a little bit insane. And other publications do it too. It's not just a Keith Law thing, but you're starting to kind of see what I was talking about here. Number 38, Ethan Holiday. He's really started to heat up down in A-ball, obviously can mash. His position will be still very much up in the air. I don't know if he truly will be a shortstop at the major league level. Little bit clunky over there. Third base is probably going to be a really good option for him too. I also hope that any of the negative sounding comments that you guys hear, this is not me hating on the player. I am just kind of more ranking where Keith Law is putting them on their list as opposed to where they'd be on mine. Number 37, JoJo Parker. People love JoJo Parker. He was one of the top picks in the draft last year. Really good metrics from him. Number 36, Seaver King. He's been absolutely tearing it up in the minor leagues this year. Nationals farm system's looking good. 35, Alfredo Duno. Catcher who mashes. Again, I wait until these guys get a little bit higher and higher. He is in high A. He's mashing. Him and Reinel Rodriguez. It's like those guys are awesome hitters, catching so hard. 34, Emmanuel Rodriguez. I mean, we've been hearing about him forever. I've loved him for so long. If he can ever stay healthy, I think he's going to be a great outfielder for the Twins, but it's the Twins organization, so all your good prospects and good players get hurt all the time, Emmanuel Rodriguez being one of them. Number 33, Caleb Bonnemer. He has been crushing it for the White Sox. White Sox are doing some great things at the farm. I actually think Bonnemer might be a little bit higher on my list. I think he's a top 25 guy. 32, Edward Florentino, one of the biggest risers last year. 31, Eli Willits of the Washington Nationals, number 1 pick last year. Willits is off to a really nice start to his pro career thus far. He's getting on base a ton, stealing bases, playing good defense at shortstop. I like Willits. He's solid. Number 30, Braden Montgomery. I love Braden Montgomery. I think he's a top 25 guy. I think that he's going to come up at some point this season. He's just such a good ball player. Number 29, Reinel Rodriguez. I mentioned him earlier. Another one of these young catchers that just mashes. Cardinals know catching, that's for sure. Zaire Hope, really good ball player. Dodgers farm system is loaded. A lot of the conversation on Twitter has to do with the Dodgers prospects and their rankings. That's kind of what started this all. People think that Keith Law is on the Dodgers payroll because he has so many Dodgers prospects inside the top 28. I think Zaire Hope's one of the ones that belong, though. I do really like him as a player. Number 27, Theo Gillen. Oh, Theo Gillen is one of my favorite prospects in baseball right now. This dude is awesome. He's up at high A as a 20-year-old. He's got a near 1,000 OPS. He's hitting home runs, stealing bases. I'm obsessed with Theo Gillen as a prospect. He's so good. To me, might be a top 10 prospect in baseball. Number 26, Luis Pena, Milwaukee Brewers. Phenomenal. Dealt with some injury stuff. There was some weird things going on with his health, but he's looking all right. And now we get into this Twitter conversation. So Tanner Franklin at number 25. I will be honest, not someone that was on my radar before seeing him in Keith Law's top 25. And this is kind of where I want to go with, again, not trying to be a hater on the player. It's just more about the rankings. I do not think Tanner Franklin is a top 25 prospect. I do not think Tanner Franklin is a top 50 prospect. I think at the best right now, he is a fringe top 100 guy. This feels like the Keith Law thing where he's trying to call his shot, zigging where other people are zagging. Tanner Franklin's got a mega awesome fastball. He's got a good breaking ball. The slider/sweeper looks good. And there has been some really good development from him this year. But I think for a guy who has a ton of reliever risk, a lot of reliever risk there with Tanner Franklin, and someone who isn't dominating high A as a 22-year-old coming out of the University of Tennessee the prior year, I think there's still a lot more improvement in Tanner Franklin's game that needs to come before we realistically start ranking him in the top 25. That to me feels a little bit aggressive. And it feels like Keith Law, again, kind of trying to be I called it early if it does work, and if it doesn't, everyone kind of forgets. Number 24, James Tibbs III. Okay, let's have the James Tibbs conversation. All these things can be true. When the Red Sox traded Rafael Devers to the Giants and got James Tibbs back, he was supposed to be one of the big pieces, but truthfully, the Red Sox just wanted to get off of Devers' contract. The Red Sox then traded James Tibbs for half a season of Dustin May, which was absolutely insane. The idea that he was one of the main pieces for a franchise guy that you trade away and then trade away for half a season of Dustin May, who had been horrible, that's the biggest issue here. Now, I do think the James Tibbs hype is being blown out of the water just a little bit. When we pull up his prospect savant page, there's a lot of things that I love. Barrel rate is through the roof. Hard hit rate through the roof. I think he's a very good player. Understandably so. There are things that you don't like his zone contact rate is not very good. He doesn't particularly pull the ball in the air a ton. He swings and misses a lot, strikes out a lot at AAA against subpar pitching, which is why I wouldn't consider him a top 25 prospect in my opinion. Feels a little bit more like stat line scouting to me than the truth with James Tibbs, especially for a guy who's gonna be a corner outfielder. This is where I understand the Dodger prospect glaze. James Tibbs is good. Both things can be true. I don't think he's a top 25 prospect in Major League Baseball. That being said, if the Dodgers made him into a very, very, very useful Major League player, it's a great win for them for Dustin May. But we start talking about these top 25 prospect guys, they feel like you're almost at the level of, I'm not going to say can't miss, but they should be good, valuable Major League players pretty consistently, and I don't see other publications and other prospect guys being as high on James Tibbs because of some of those underlying numbers. Still very good, though. Again, I don't want any of my negativity to be misconstrued. Tibbs is good. All these players are good. These are all right around top 100 guys at the absolute worst. But if I just agreed with this video, that wouldn't be good content. I have to give you my opinions as well. It's why you clicked it. Number 23, Edwin Arroyo. This is another one where I kind of don't agree. Again, a lot of the stuff that I look at when I'm looking at prospects, what they're doing, Edwin Arroyo doesn't really do anything poorly. I mean, he chases a ton and he doesn't get on base at a high level, which indicates at the major league level, probably going to have more issues. I think he's a good ball player. I think he's a contact first guy. I think a max exit velo of 109 does kind of limit his ceiling. And I don't really think that you can put this profile of player inside the top 25 prospects in Major League Baseball. Again, he is crushing AAA right now, and I think he should be on the Major League roster. He is going to be a nice major league player. But when we are talking about this top 25 prospect pedigree, I don't think a contact first guy who doesn't get on base, plays good defense, necessarily falls into one of those top 25 guys. Fun fact about Edwin Arroyo, I saw him at the MLB draft combine when I went a few years ago. He was technically a switch thrower at the time. Number 23, Kennedy Chourio. This dude, legit. I love this ranking by Keith Law. See, these two, like Anthony Ianson, Kennedy Chourio, I love these two. These are two of the biggest risers in terms of pitching prospects in all of Major League Baseball. Kennedy Chourio is 18 years old. He is dominating. This dude is flashing ace-type potential from a pretty not normal pitcher-sized body, 6 feet tall, 160 pounds, but he throws a ton of strikes, doesn't walk anybody, looks like he's going to be a frontline starter, and he's been really good so far this year. And then Anthony Ianson, coming from LSU. He was a guy who was sitting around like the mid-90s at LSU. Now he's topping out at 100. The stuff looks absolutely insane. This is a huge win for the Red Sox. I like Liam Doyle as a player. He was one of the top picks last year in the draft. A lot of things he does really well. He throws gas from the left side, but he's not having the command that we'd hope we'd see. And I just don't think, again, for like a 22-year-old at AA, which again is way ahead of schedule technically, who's having issues right now and trying to work on things, I think a top 20 prospect at this moment is a bit aggressive for Liam Doyle. Number 19. Okay, this is the one I'm catching a lot of crap for on Twitter. River Ryan. I think River Ryan's good. There is no hate towards the player River Ryan. What I think's insane is calling him a 27-year-old prospect. I understand. He came up as a 25-year-old, dealt with arm injuries, was a position player that switched to pitching. River Ryan is going to be good. There's no doubt in my mind he will be a successful Major League Baseball player. My issue is that putting a guy who is currently older than Juan Soto as one of the top 20 prospects in the game is nuts. He's a Major League Baseball player. He's coming back from a major injury. I know he technically classifies as a prospect, but then like so did Tatsuya Imai. Like, I don't know. There's just, to me, this is a weird one because I like the player. I do think he is going to be a good pitcher. Ranking him as a prospect feels crazy. That being said, basically every publication does it, so it's not completely his fault, but it is nuts. Number 18, Mike Sirota. Okay, now we're really starting to get into the Dodgers territory. Damn good ball player. This dude absolutely mashes. I think Mike Sirota is a great player. I understand why people are a little hesitant when you see that he's about the league average age balling out, but I do think Mike Sirota at the worst is like a top 30, 40 prospect. Number 17, Felnin Celestine of the Seattle Mariners. After a couple years of struggling, Felnin is off to a great start. Similar to a lot of these guys, I don't know if he does stick at shortstop, truthfully. I like his hit tool more than he is as a shortstop. To me, though, I'm not putting him as a top 20 prospect in the game right now. I think there are guys that are doing better things at higher levels at younger ages. Number 16, Walker Jenkins. Love Walker Jenkins. I got nothing bad to say about him. Just please stay healthy, dude. A true five-tool player. Number 15, Sebastian Walcott. Big drop, not playing this year due to injury, or at least not going to play very much this year due to the injury. It is crazy that this dude is only 20 years old, and I feel like we've been talking about him for years on this channel. The power potential is out of control. He's going to be a corner infielder. I don't think he plays shortstop. I see him more as a third baseman. It's hard to rank a guy who's not going to play this year, but yes, he's a top 15 prospect. Number 14, Aiden Miller. Really good ball player, but he's had a lot of injury stuff throughout his career, so just something to keep an eye out for Aiden Miller, but he's a good ball player. Number 13, Josue DePaula. He's phenomenal. You've heard me talk about him for so long. He is going to be a big power bat for the Dodgers for a very long time. Shout out Stephon Marbury's cousin. Let's go Knicks. Number 12, Angel Hanao. Oh, really? Angel Hanao, number 12. How did I miss this one? So a couple things with Angel Hanao. One, the height and weights everywhere across the board for him are different. Baseball Reference, 5'11", 165. In this article, 5'9", 190. MLB.com, 5'11", 150. Like, I don't know why we don't have a common size on him. I do have a hard time sometimes putting a guy who I don't think is a shortstop near the top 10. Again, I think Angel Hanao is like a top 50 prospect. Top 12 to me. We're talking like big playmaker ceiling, and I I don't necessarily see that with Hanau being a big-time impact player where like Josue DePaula, Sebastian Walcott, I can see those guys being impact guys. Number 11, Eduardo Quintero. Love Eduardo Quintero. That's one of my favorite prospects in baseball. Another Los Angeles Dodgers prospect. You're starting to see why there's accusations of glaze. And to be fair, he has struggled mightily this year at high A. As a 20-year-old, he has not played well. While I love him as a prospect, I think there's a fair conversation to say you can't rank him at number 11 right now when he's rocking a 356 slug at high A. This is where the Dodgers glaze accusations are fair. I don't think he's a top 10 prospect in baseball right now. Again, you need to see him succeed at the next level to kind of get into that conversation. Glad to see Max Clark on here. Kind of in the same conversation, like he is struggling a little bit at AAA, but he's 21 years old at AAA as opposed to being 20 in high A. You can see the comparison, why the level and age does matter. But Max Clark is going to be a Gold Glove center fielder. He runs the bases extremely well. I think he's going to hit better than he's showing right now. He's hit his first snag of his minor league career. He's gotten better and better every season. I like Max Clark a lot. Number 9, Seth Hernandez. I do think that this is the best pitching prospect in baseball. The stuff is out of control. He's absolutely dominant. The fastball is wicked. The K rate's insane. He's only allowed 20 base runners in 28 innings, apparently, at the time of writing this. He's going to be a slower burn for the Pirates. They're developing, getting that pitch count up, but man, he's so good. Ryan Sloan, too, is really, really good. Like, the Mariners, I think, are going to consider very, very much so calling him up soon. Also, I called Seth Hernandez the best prospect in baseball in terms of pitching. Cade Anderson's better. We'll talk about him in a second. Ryan Sloan, 20 years old at AA. The ERA is high. The stuff looks good. They are barreling him up more, but that's kind of just, I think, a product of Ryan Sloan almost throwing too many strikes at a time. I do really like his stuff, though. Probably not a top 10 prospect in my opinion, but I do think that Ryan Sloan is a very good pitcher. Josuar Gonzalez, all the way at number 7. He is the hot prospect to talk about right now. Coming into the year, I think he was in that 30 to 50 range for a lot of publications. He's going to still kind of be in that same range for me. He is absolutely dominating the ACL, as he should, but there is a lack of power that does concern me again on a ceiling. He is 18 years old. He is a child. This is a high school senior, so there's still so much more development, which is why I think he is a top 30 to 50 prospect. I don't have him inside my top 10. This does feel extremely aggressive Keith Law type stuff. Number 6, George Lombard Jr. Wow, he had him this high. I didn't even realize. But I get it. Great glove at shortstop. He's hitting for crazy power right now. He is mightily struggling at AAA, but there's going to be an adjustment. It's his first 25 games there. We saw him improve from AA the year before. I don't think the Yankees should be rushing to get George Lombard Jr. up, but the power looks legit. He plays a good shortstop. I do like him as a prospect. Number 5, Ethan Salas is back in the top 5. How did I miss this? I mean, yeah, he's crushing it at AA this year. He is a great defensive catcher. There's been no doubts about it. Dealt with injuries last year, finally looks healthy, hitting the ball really well. So funny, he has oscillated so far on these lists. He was like a top 5, then maybe not even a top 100, then inside the top 50, inside the top 20. I still don't truly know how I feel about Ethan Salas, but seeing him healthy and performing the way he has so far, it does get you excited about him as a prospect again. Cade Anderson, number 4. This is the best pitching prospect in baseball. Without a doubt, this is number 1. I think at the exact moment we're in right now, he is the 4th or 5th best pitcher in the entire Mariners organization. He is that good. I think he gets called up soon. He's just dominating guys. It's not fair. He is disgustingly good. The Mariners, to get a guy like him in their org, it's unfair. He is going to be an ace level pitcher. Number 3, Franklin Arias. Love to see this. Franklin Arias is having a phenomenal year. This is the Red Sox minor league facility, bat speed, guys doing it all again. Arias was a guy who is contact first, good defense up the middle. Right now at AA as a 20-year-old, 12 homers, 8 doubles, a triple, 31 RBIs, an OPS over 1,000, on-base percentage over 400. He's sick. Franklin Arias is phenomenal. This is a franchise shortstop. Similarly to El Mutante, again, he's 19 years old in AA. It's insanely fast, but he keeps showing that he's capable at the level. While the numbers are not elite right now, 761 as a 19-year-old at AA, where the average age is 5 years older than he is. I love to see that he's hanging around and being a productive player. And again, all the underlying stuff with Leo DeVries, all the stuff with El Mutante, this is a top prospect in the game for sure. And then number 1, of course, is going to be Jesus Made, because this is a superstar in the making. He's unreal. It's great. I guess I don't know what his preseason ranking was, but Jesus Made should have been number 1. I guess, though, he had Connor Griffin, so that's fair. Who was number 2 then? Who was the number 2 prospect for Keith Law? Guess it doesn't matter. Jesus Made is the number 1 prospect in baseball. He's absolutely ridiculous. At 19 years old, to have an 800 OPS in AA, like him and DeVries, they are just so ridiculously good. I think the top 4 are in a different class than the rest of the prospects in Major League Baseball. These are 4 truly can't miss guys to me, guys who I think can be superstar impact players. But man, that is an interesting top 25. There are a lot of Dodgers, and it does feel like there is a little bit of Dodgers glaze, especially for a farm system that truly hasn't produced very much recently. But I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What do you think about Keith Law's list? Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you on the next one. Bye.